Back at it again. Let's be real. College football week 3 recap. First game I'll be recapping is the game I went to. As I said last week, I went to the Memphis UCLA game, and let me just tell you, the atmosphere was amazing. As y'all know, Memphis pulled off the upset, 48-45. Like I said, I was in attendance, and it was great. My pick, I actually picked UCLA to win. I think 41-31. Like I said, I made the pick based on not really seeing Memphis this year. Their first game, they didn't pass the ball, really bad weather. The second game got canceled because of bad weather. And I saw UCLA 2 games. It was really kind of hard to predict. I believe Memphis had a shot at winning. I believe Memphis could pull out the upset and possibly would, but I couldn't go as far as saying that they would do it. I had to see it for myself, see how good our offense really would be again this year. Even though, yeah, we had the same players back, Riley Ferguson, quarterback, Anthony Miller, receiver, who always show up in big-time games, and Phil Mayhew had great running backs with Henderson and Taylor, but I really just couldn't get a gauge on if they would pull it off and beat, NFL number 1 rated NFL quarterback for next year's draft in Josh Rosen. But they pulled it off. As crazy a game it was the longest game ever. The game lasted about 4 hours long. Yeah, it lasted 4 hours, literally. The game started at 11, ended at 3. Scorching hot. Yes, I was out there. But they made up for it with the win. Did almost try and blow it with a bad fake field goal call. We was up by 3. Could have went, kicked in, went up by 6, and made UCLA score a touchdown. Or just brought the offense back out. We didn't believe in the field goal kicker. It was 4th and 5. They wasn't stopping us. If we really want to go up by 10, I would much rather you just put the ball in the quarterback hands. So that's just my takes from it. Memphis will have one of the top offenses again. I ain't gonna say no more offense because Oklahoma State, I think, has the best offense in college football, but Memphis will definitely be top 5 team on offense. Their defense is the usual. Last 3 or 4 years, we've been all offense, no defense, but our defense always come through in the crunch time moment as they did Saturday. So do I expect us to possibly win our conference and get to a bowl game? I believe our offense is that lethal to pull that off. Especially our conference this year is kind of a little down. Houston is not as dangerous as they used to be. That was one of the teams that was always in our way. Navy was the tricky one. But once again, that offense, that option attack, is always tough for us to stop. So we just see how that game goes. We play them in a couple weeks. We still got to play at UCF. The game got rescheduled. So that would be a tough game, but I do expect us to pull it out. So it just look like it's a collision course between us and South Florida is the best team in the opposite division. That's the team they've been hyping up to win the conference. So it just looked like it's a collision course between us and South Florida meeting up in the conference championship. And the winner of that game going to a New Year's Day bowl game. So those are my thoughts. Like I said, the atmosphere is great. Glad I got to experience that. So great job. Go Tigers. Next up, Tennessee and Florida.
In trouble in the backfield, wants to throw now, he's going to go deep. And I mean deep, and I mean touchdown, Florida! Tyree Cleveland in a miracle finish. A Hail Mary that's full of grace for the Gators.
As you can see from the video, see how we lost that game. And here are my feelings about our coach, Bush Jones. So that about sums it up. I will hold my thoughts about him on another podcast. So that's a whole podcast in itself. So as most of y'all know, I haven't liked him for the last 3 years. He's a great recruiter, but a terrible coach. Bad play calling throughout. And this game was no different. Once again, I got home to watch this game right after Memphis. I got to watch the second half and pretty much try to keep up on my phone and hear on the radio the whole first half. Once again, Tennessee games usual. The first 3 quarters are terrible. It feel like we just don't try and play the first 3 quarters. I don't know. Just about that game, the best player on the field between the two teams is our running back, John Kelly. And the fourth quarter, he single-handedly brought us back, literally. Like, and while I was hearing about, I didn't get to see the first half. So I heard about what happened first half is we won't give him the ball. What? That's our best player. He's the best player on the field between the two teams. Why is he not getting the ball? And same thing happened in Georgia Tech game. We still trying to throw the ball with this quarterback. This quarterback is not good that we have, Quinn Dormady. I want to see how other quarterback doing, the one he was in competition with, Garatano. But, I mean, for whatever reason, he's not playing him. He's going to play Dormady in. He's going to lose his job playing Dormady. He's going to lose his job. One, because he already is not a good coach. Two, you're playing the worst quarterback. And if you are going to play the worst quarterback, use the correct weapons. Like, don't throw the ball 30 times. Don't throw it the whole first half when you got the running back who's the best player on the field, one of the top backs in the nation. So, we see how this goes. This rest of the season, like I said, the whole fourth quarter was a usual Tennessee fourth quarter, just like the Georgia Tech game, just like our last year. It was the usual first 3 quarters. What's going on? It was 6-3. Fourth quarter, final score ended up being 26-20. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you had to play where Florida's about to go about 17. We punched the ball out for a touchback. It was, I mean, just a usual Tennessee game. And, I mean, I just don't see Bush Jones surviving the season, and I don't want him to survive the season. So, I'll give Florida some credit, but even Florida, that was the worst game one of the worst college football games, I've ever witnessed. Like, two teams who are terrible, like, two terrible coaches. Like, both, I mean, this not just Bush Jones. Tim McElwain, Florida coach. He was on the hot seat too, and he still might be on the hot seat because I don't see Florida winning that many games this year. The way they looked in that game, Tennessee should have blew them out. Tennessee really single-handedly shot themselves in the foot, throwing interceptions in the red zone. I think he threw 2 of them in the first half. Like, it was things like that going on. Like, Florida offense hasn't been good since Jim McElwain's gotten there. They haven't been good offense since Urban Meyer left. As a matter of fact, Tim Tebow days. So, I mean, it's time for them to do something else too. At least the last 3 years when we played Florida, they just won. They just didn't have the quarterback. That was it. They still had a running game, and they had a great defense. This year, they still had a pretty good defense, but their offense just got nightmarish. Their quarterback is not good either. It's just like Tennessee. But like I just heard on the radio, their coach, I don't believe in him either, but he did make a good decision. As in, during the first half, I heard that he actually tried to run the ball and keep it out of the quarterback's hands, unlike we did. So that's how they kept the lead. But by the end, that last pass he threw, like I said, and I mean, let's be real. I mean, he's still not good. Tennessee defense gave him that. Tennessee's coaching staff, the defense coordinator, called a terrible play. Like, they only had 9 seconds. They had at least 20 yards to get in field goal range. Why are you playing a base defense? So, cornerback and safety, what are y'all doing? All around, just terrible coaching performance. Both teams. Two teams that, I mean, like I said, this is another podcast in itself too for the whole SEC. After Alabama, it's a whole fall off. And this would go into my next review. Upsets. Mississippi State upset LSU. They beat them down 37-7. LSU losing to Mississippi State like that? Come on now. Mississippi State's good. LSU is not as good. They are overhyped. They have been overhyped. Just like Florida. No offense. The last 5 years, I don't know. They have no quarterback. Like, I mean, it's the same. It just feels like, even Alabama quarterback is not even all that. Jalen Hurts is. Alabama is just, they got that great defense. And they got that great running game. They stick to their principles. Everybody else is just, they gonna let their quarterbacks kill them. Literally. But I don't know. I didn't watch the game because I was watching Clemson and Louisville, which I'll talk about in a minute. But 37-7 says it all to me. Like, Mississippi State, yeah, they might be improved. They were a pretty good team the other year. But to beat LSU 37-7, no. Like, they have beaten LSU before, but to beat them by 30, No. So, and they just hired Ed Orgeron. He did not do a good job at Ole Miss years back. So they was hoping it might be different. And still might. Who knows? But yeah. Next. Another upset that happened between another SEC school, another lower tier SEC school, but this one was a Big 12 SEC matchup. Vanderbilt has been looking pretty good this year, and they beat Kansas State 14-7. First time they have beaten a ranked team in I don't know how long. Well, actually I think they beat. I don't know if we were ranked Tennessee. I don't know if we were ranked last year when Vanderbilt beat us, but they beat us last year. I don't remember if we were ranked at the time or not. But this is the first time they have beaten a non-conference ranked team in who knows how long. So shout out to Vanderbilt. Hopefully I believe they are improved. I don't know if they could challenge and win the East. Yeah, I take that back. I think they can challenge and win the East this year. Tennessee and Florida are in that division. Georgia's the team that picked to win it, but we still haven't seen them like they. I don't know. Like I said, they beat Notre Dame a couple weeks ago, but how good is Notre Dame? That quarterback situation. Are they gonna start the new quarterback, the backup, or are they gonna bring the starter back when he comes back out? So ain't no telling. The SEC division, the SEC East division is wide open, and whoever comes out gonna get whooped by Alabama, like the last 4 or 5 years has happened. Like same old deal, same story, just a different year. Next, the Clemson Louisville game was the big matchup. I picked this one wrong. Also, just like the UCLA Memphis game, I actually picked the Tennessee Florida game wrong because I picked Tennessee win. Louisville got blew out. The final score was 47-21. Pretty much throughout the whole game, Clemson had them in hand. Their offense, Louisville didn't have a good defense. Like I said, I picked Lamar Jackson just to outduel and single-handedly kind of take over the game and win. Clemson has proven to be possibly the best team this year in college football, and they might possibly be repeating as national champs at the end of the season. Okay, that's all for the Week 3 recap of college football. Next up, time for the preview of Week 4. I picked out 3 games. It might be interesting. One for sure, this game is pretty big. Oklahoma State and TCU. Oklahoma State is ranked number 6, and TCU is ranked number 16. They are both 3-0. They're in the Big 12, and this game go a long way in determining who will win the Big 12, compete for the Big 12 championship, and all that good stuff. As for this game, Oklahoma State, I mentioned them earlier saying I think they have the best offense in the league, so I really believe in them and have them possibly making the college football playoff. I really have them Oklahoma battling out for the Big 12, so my prediction for this game will be I pick Oklahoma State to beat TCU. Now, final score-wise, TCU has a pretty good defense. But they showed that one game I seen them play was against Arkansas. Do we know how good Arkansas is? Once again, another SEC team in the down year for the SEC. So I'm not sure. Their kicking missed a couple of field goals, close range field goals in their game against TCU also. So I don't know really how to judge the game once again beginning of the season also. So Oklahoma State hasn't really played anybody either, but they are like blowing teams out like they're supposed to. They're scoring 60, 70 points on these opponents. So if I had to give a final score of this game, it's in TCU's offense. Their offense, it feel like they should be better than what they were in the Arkansas game. So I would pick Oklahoma State to win this game by a final score of 38-31. So still higher scoring, but not as high as 40 points or something like that. Close to it, but I give them that. I give TCU a chance to give Oklahoma State a run for their money, and the game is at TCU also. But this game, my prediction on this one is Alabama and Vanderbilt play. I'm picking Alabama, of course. They play at 2:30 also. It's at Vanderbilt. Like I said, Vanderbilt has improved. They both are 3-0. Of course, Alabama's number 1. It's Alabama. So y'all know, self-explanatory. Do I expect Vanderbilt to beat them? No. But I feel like, okay, Vanderbilt has shown some promise. I said they upset Kansas State. But Kansas State, they play in the same conference as Oklahoma State, TCU, and the Big 12. And I don't expect Kansas State to challenge none of the teams for the conference championship. So should I expect Vanderbilt to challenge Alabama for the SEC championship? No. But I will keep a close eye on this game. I will peek at it, watch it throughout. I mainly be watching Oklahoma State TCU. So on the way I just watched the Alabama game is if like that game is a complete blowout or something like that. But I'm keep close eye to see how Vanderbilt looks, see how they play, see how tough they play. It was at Vanderbilt, so I just wanted to kind of see like how close they keep the game. Is it a hard fought game they lose? If Alabama just gonna blow them out? So that's why I'm kind of pay attention to in that game. But of course, expect Alabama to win that one. And the last game at 6 o'clock Central. Now everything I'm saying Central Time Zone. So for anybody's watching this video in opposite time zones, everything I'm putting is in Central Time Zone. So those other two games I mentioned are at 2:30 Central Time. So this next game is at 6 o'clock, Mississippi State and Georgia. I mentioned both these teams earlier too. I don't know. Like I said, Georgia upset Notre Dame. Not sure how good they are. I feel like this game we'll see. Mississippi State whooped LSU, so like they're pretty good. But then I think LSU was overhyped. So this game will show who's for real. We'll see if it's a good game. So we'll see it if there are some other teams in the SEC who could possibly even compete with Alabama at the very least. Not so much beating them, but just compete. That's the key this year. So with this game, I'm not sure. It's at Georgia. I haven't seen Mississippi State play. Like I said, they beat LSU by 30, but I didn't see the game. In Georgia, I saw the game against Notre Dame, but they won. I'm not sure how good Notre Dame is. It was at Notre Dame, so if I just have to give a guess on this one, I'll say Georgia. I'll say Georgia really is supposed to win the SEC East, so I expect them to win the game, especially at home in the nighttime game at home. I expect them to go ahead and beat Mississippi State. But judging by the Mississippi State LSU game, I would say Mississippi State will, like Vanderbilt, they'll get a run for their money. But probably more than Vanderbilt, they actually have a chance of beating Georgia. Like Vanderbilt really has no shot at beating Alabama, but they'll pretty much play hard and challenge them. I expect the same from Mississippi State, but with a possible chance of actually beating Georgia. So that's my preview for Week 4 of college football. I'll catch y'all next week. I'm out.